Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us throughout that quick hiatus as we make sure the players are going to be ready to do their very best. We do have North versus Envy to end our evening and our week. The Danes taking on the French, and I'm joined by Chad Birchall and Janko Paunovic to walk through this one for the last time for the week. Gentlemen,
the month, rather.
The month, I suppose. Yeah, indeed. It's been a long one. It's going to be a blast to get this desk up and running. So I guess let's start with the initial conversation, which is always going to be trying to understand, what's going on with the French team so far. We've just witnessed that of G2 falling flat in a 15-0 fashion of the first half of their first map earlier on today versus Space Soldiers. Now we talk about Envy, and the conversation isn't that much more bright.
Yeah, and the problem with Envy going into today's matchup, they had the same issue yesterday. XMS standing in for Hadji. Let's get that one out of the way.
Yeah.
First and foremost, they're not playing with their Orpa, who came from the academy team of EnVyUs. He's not with them. I read a tweet saying it was personal reasons from Kiyoshima, which could be anything, so we won't even bother speculating. But I wouldn't mind getting into a discussion just quickly about maybe the French scene is where the Swedish scene was at, right? When the French were good at the top of their form, that was when force buying and winning those kind of force buy Tech 9 rounds was at the top of the food chain. That was something that they were very proficient at, and they'd pulled it out time and time again. Now, the Swedes, for a long period of time, were good just across the board. Fnatic fell off, NIP fell off. Then they took some time to be humbled and then find a new form and to, go back to traditional in-game leaders, go back to the fundamental side of CS. Maybe EnVyUs, G2, LDLC in the mix. Maybe something needs to happen there with a shuffle, get Existence back, get a new in-game leader, get someone in maybe from the academy team doing the in-game leading of EnVyUs. Someone like that, someone new, like what we're seeing with Fnatic now. NIP having to diversify, get in the young guns of Draken and Rez. Maybe there needs to be a French revolution to get these teams back on track.
It's certainly a conversation worth having, and I mean the similar conversation's kind of going on right now in the Danish scene. There's some parallels to be drawn here, because note that North have kind of changed the rulebook. They threw away config and Cajun B. Config, of course, was something that we'd often praise about North, and they kind of mixed things up completely. Mertz taking in the spot, as well as, of course, getting to see new blood stepping in.
Well, I think North is actually a bad example in a sense that the Danish scene has so much talent, right? So they have the luxury of removing a guy like Config from the team because they know there's more talent out there. Granted, they got, Kirby from Astralis, but for the French, you look at the scene and you figure like that's the main problem. We touched upon it briefly yesterday that, besides that Zivu kid who has a lot of hype built around him, and yeah, he's finishing school first and all that stuff, which is great. But, the last player before him was who? I mean, yeah, but Body and Devil didn't really develop to be stars. Body's a role player within G2, and Devil is in LDLC. So much about that. Probably Kiyoshima was the last guy who came out of, nowhere, right? Who came through the ranks and became really a star of the team. So I think that's the main problem from the French scene. Even if you want to make these changes, there's no new solution. It's just mixing up, the same ingredients in a different concoction.
Yeah, I think for North and the Danish scene, it's maybe not so much to do with talent of individuals, because they definitely got that, like Janko's pointed out. I'm surprised North didn't try and get Yugi. They may have, but the individuals, the star power is something these guys have regardless. The issue that I think that the Danish scene is dealing with is having a leader that they believe in. Karrigan was that for Astralis. They stopped believing. Now he's the in-game leader for FaZe. Glaive right now suffering similar problems as to what Karrigan had, really struggling to be able to close out, not being able to, turn up in the big matches to get them to the grand finals or win the grand finals, besides E-League last year. Then you look at things like, well, Katowice as well, actually. Then you look at MSL. He plays fundamental CS, but is it enough? It doesn't seem to be. They can't use the star power they have to get victories on the board and be consistently a top 5 team. And then Heroic with Snappy, he gets whatever pieces he can, and then they get poached, and then that's just the way the cycle works. Now it's 3 deep for the Danes. So.
And in HLTV interview recently, Mertz did come out and state that he doesn't want to be second or third best, that the reason this roster has been founded is because they aim for the top spot in Denmark, and it does seem to hold some value to them as well. I guess considering how deep the talent pool is in Denmark, being the best team in Denmark is quite the achievement.
Well, saying that your goal is to be the best team in Denmark is a bit disappointing, because what's the point of that roster if your goal isn't to be the best in the world, right? I mean, for me, being the best team in Denmark doesn't mean anything really except for bragging rights. For what? There's no tournaments. There are
Copenhagen Games.
The Copenhagen Games, there's no tournaments anymore that are Danish only, or a country only for a country, right? So if you are doing nothing on the international scene, what place you have in your own country, I don't think really anyone cares.
Yeah, well, with that said, I mean, you know, talking of Envy and their rosters, of course, not being firm, we don't get to see Haji once again playing. It's going to be XMS fitting in, but Kiyoshima is playing for them, and I think that's actually something that's worth discussing, considering that we haven't had a chance to talk about Kiyo in some time. He was the problem, then the solution, and the dank memes roll out, but he has found himself back in, you know, a team jersey.
Was it rumored that he also had motivational issues when he was in phase? I remember hearing murmurs of that along was it 6, 8 months ago now?
6, 8 months.
I don't know for sure. It's always, you know, some of those things. I don't necessarily think, you know, neither Kyo or Alu were the problem per se for that roster, but it was just simply all of Meister and Guardian are a clear upgrade on both of those positions. So if you have the ability, if you have, you know, the budget basically to get them, just do it, right? So for him, it was obviously unfortunate the way it happened, right? It was like a day before the roster lock and all those things, so he couldn't even find a new team, so he was forced to basically sit the second half of the year out. He was mostly focused on streaming, you know, honing his skills, so to speak, before he has an opportunity to play for a different lineup.
And the North guys have, of course, not only made roster changes within the starting 5, they've also been making leaps and bounds behind the guys, behind the 5 players. We have got a new coach as well. Actually, our camera crew spoke to him. It's Ave, old school Counter-Strike player, but let's hear from him.
It's really nice to be back. Obviously, I've been away from the game for quite a while. Back when I retired, it was a really frustrating period in Counter-Strike history. So I just thought, okay, this is it for me now. I'm gonna focus on school. Up until this point, really renewed my passion for the game. It's funny to see how the game has evolved since I played myself. It's a big difference to coach. It was a learning experience for me and made a lot of mistakes, and hopefully I learned from them and I can be the best version of myself here in North. What it takes to be a good team has a lot of different aspects, and a coach can really be a big contributor to promoting the important aspects of it. I feel like I learned a lot in North Academy, and now I can bring those experiences with me to the first team. Obviously, we had a lot of roster changes. We are still a new team. We are learning new things about each other all the time. We brought in Mertz, whom I know a lot. I know what his weaknesses and strengths are. Then we have Cbble, who's obviously a very talented and experienced player. He always wants to pressure himself and be on the big stages and perform there. So he brings a lot of confidence to our team. It's really important for us to have him on our team, and he has to lead by example, and he's shown that so far. He wants to lead, and he has the room to do it on this team. Before Katowice, we went to Los Angeles and played Beyond the Summit tournament. At that point, we only had 2 days of practice or something like that. And then we used a lot of time traveling and all that. So when we came home, I think we had 11 days to practice. And right now, I feel really confident about our level. We have a lot of players who can take initiatives mid-round. That's what makes us strong right now. I've been looking forward to this tournament since we qualified, so it's going to be really fun.
That's Ave there, their new coach, of course, seasoned veteran himself, and it is starting to become very much a recurring trend amongst all of the teams striving to be the best, is that there's no longer 5 players and a coach. We're starting to see true, staff surrounding almost every Counter-Strike roster that's trying to be the best. I think the Astralis were probably the spearhead of that assault.
Definitely one's taking the steps in the right direction, but it is evolving very quickly. You're seeing teams coming on board with different methods. Nothing has been defined as the go-to way to deal with these things. I think the mental coaches is one that is very important when you're dealing with young people and young players, because you have to deal in a dynamic of a team. And for people who have spent a lot of time on computers, the social element of actually interacting with each other is not as highly tuned as it would need to be. Sure. Plus, if you haven't worked normal jobs, you don't understand how to respect other people, and self-awareness isn't always on the forefront of people's minds. These are things which having someone come in to actually help these kids see the direction of that can not only fix them to become better adults, it'll also help them, be better players in the server.
Is this something that you anticipated? I mean, it must have taken everyone by surprise when you started to see, I mean, I guess as the money goes up, we're going to see changes like this?
Not necessarily a huge surprise, because you're just looking for every possible way to get an edge over your opponents, right? You have the 5 players. Okay, then it's a coach. Let's help them out, with some new ideas within game, studying their opponents. Then you hire an analyst and an extra analyst. Then you hire a mental coach because they, for some reason, break down at a certain stage of a tournament. Then there's a fitness trainer because obviously, you have to have some sort of physical health. It helps with your mental health as well. You can't just spend the whole day sitting and playing games for 5 days straight, right? It's unhealthy. It hurts your focus for the game as well. And I think it's great to see how everything is evolving. I think it helps these players a lot. You have to remember, you look at, sports, sometimes it's a good comparison, sometimes it's not. But, a pro player in sports, let's say they go pro, sometimes straight out of high school, sometimes after college. And still, there's these organizations who have everything. But for me, it's not just about that. It's when you're just playing basketball when you're 10, there's already a team, there's already a coach, there's already maybe a conditional coach, True. There's a therapist if you get injured. So you get introduced into this culture, even if you're just doing it, even if your parents put it there for you to have some fun and have some exercise, right? Like it happens with most kids. But still moving up, and if you get more serious about it, you know what's waiting, and you get accustomed to some sort of a lifestyle, culture, right, atmosphere. I think that's what Chad was pointing out with these kids and some social skills. That's something that the future generations of esports pros, we already have universities who have esports programs, maybe even high school. So that's going to help when you actually get into a pro team. You will know what's expected from you. You will know, what's a must and what's definitely a don't. So I think with time, everything is going to evolve, and I think it's going to raise the level of the game as well.
I think we need support staff. Where should we start?
What do you mean?
Maybe
for our dysfunctional group of humans.
Maybe our friend Emil can just sort out the sandwiches.
The bloody sandwiches. I don't know how many times we have to ask him about it.
Goddamn
I think
sandwiches.
it's easy to put a couple things.
He sent a couple of emails. had one face to face, but we can
escalate this up the chain, I think.
Yeah.
Still, the jalapenos are in my sandwich, Alex.
You see, look, the divas that we have become. It's a disgrace. It really is. Let's continue to do our jobs though, because the game is starting very shortly.
Oh, fantastic.
90 seconds for us to quickly summarize Cobblestone.
Here's one. Cobblestone. AWPs can be very pivotal on the CT side. It's going to go to Happy and Keo. We saw that last night. No Hadji to do those duties. Could be something exploitable for North, but definitely favoring them in their synonymous B hit that they love on this map.
EnVyUs lost 2-0 to LDLC. They will lose 2-0 to North.
Good grief, good golly, Miss Molly. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. It does seem like our analysts are not in a big fan or a big way fans of EnVyUs, admittedly playing with a stand-in once more. Henry G and Sadekist are joining us now to cast this one.
Oh, yes, this should be a lot of fun. North, definitely the favourites here. EnVyUs with the stand-in once again. Surely not going to be able to do much against the Danish powerhouse.
I didn't have anything to say about EnVyUs last time. I don't now.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess you guys should get into it. Take it away, Cobblestone.
And we'll get into this one, absolutely. We'll have a look as to whether we're jumping on the server anytime soon. Cobblestone, you got to help me out a little bit, man.
No, what? Cobblestone.
Yeah.
Was terrible for G2 earlier.
Okay.
What does the fish and the boy mean?
I'm not sure. We'll find out momentarily and see if it plays any sort of part here. In the 5th map of the evening, we'll have a look as EnVyUs will be using XMS instead of Hadji. He has now been benched as Kiyoshima will be brought in, apparently as one of the AWPers now, along with Happy. It was Sixer that was replaced ultimately, and he has now been removed from the roster. Lots of changes within CSGO, blink and you'll miss it. And we'll have a look as to whether North's new look lineup with Mertz in there, we're going to take them down. He's going to be influential considering it is an AWP-centric map, like Chad pointed out. You can have the double AWPs, and looks like we're ready to start. North, 4 sets of armor, and MSL with the 1 smoke, the 2 flashbangs. No upgraded pistols, and we'll be going fast towards the A side. Happy did explore if there's a possible pick for himself. He did spot 3 or maybe 4 players crossing over towards long A, and now it's up to XMS to try and defend.
Try to stand in yet again. Still awaiting the new arrival of Hadji. Good shots from Kiarbi as he'll take down XMS. Cannon play from Scream, and that's going to give him a line up to Mertz, and Mold is trying desperately to get Scream back. Finally hits the shot, but no sooner does Happy arrive to take down Kiarbi. It goes Happy, Keo, RPK to no one left because Envy wins the pistol.
Looks good. Well, there we go. EnVyUs picking up early frags. Scream, the aim star of Envy. Not so much the CSGO scene in general anymore. It's been a while since he's really been lighting up the scoreboards around the world in big tournaments. We haven't really seen Envy do a whole lot in anything as of late. Can't really recall the time they've gone deep into big tournaments, anything like that. It's all been lots of group stage exits if they even make it to an event. They have made it through a lot of online qualifiers, and I think they got to ESL 1 New York, but I can't even remember if they did anything of note at the major. They managed to get to the final 16, but obviously RPK being very ill really didn't help them out at all. He is now well, I believe he spent an extra month in Atlanta in hospital, so it's good to see him back on the scene and healthy again as the MP9s, 5 of them, will try and mow down the offense of North, and it's going to work out quite nicely here. Happy and Scream getting 3 kills. SMG's doing a great job. Mertz and Kiarbi can't really do a whole lot with this. Bombs down in that connector, and we'll see if this is finished off. It will indeed. Happy and Scream find the 2-0 on the CT side of Cobblestone here. We'll have to look out for what North bring here. I'd imagine not much. PT50s. This is one of the kind of favourite maps for North generally. Like a lot of Danish teams do like Cobblestone. Fits their play style, lots of slow map control, pushing CTs back. Executes and changes of pace. You'll see North definitely throwing a fast A tactic, like a full-on rush middle, once the CT defense is settled. We did see G2 crumble on this map earlier. Looks like EnVyUs at least posted a couple of rounds here. No 15-0s coming in on their CT side. Oh, Happy. He's found one, but he'll get only that. He does a lot of damage, but the round should still be secure. Maybe gets one here. No, XMS takes him down. 4 kills for him from the substitute player.
So then, we sit 3-0 as expected after the start. A successful start for Envy. We'll get North finally to work with pistols. They had a turbulent night last night as well. See if they can turn that around. Mertz onto the AWP.
Yeah, no one really looking super convincing in Pro League so far. Lots of sketchy results coming in.
I wonder if Pro Circuit is a better solution than Pro League. As MSL works up toward drop room, splashes out AZ, pushed off the angle. MSL looking to try and find angles toward drop room as well. Smoke down in front of the window. RPK will play close up, at least with the MP9. XMS with the same weapon to take out Kiarbi. So this will certainly equate to a rather large bonus if they're able to pull this round off. RPK will back away.
Remember, AKs are out. Bonus round for MV. 3 MP9s. No AWPs picked up. And they have got the first pick. That's XMS holding the drop down room. It's actually a pretty nice place to have an MP9. As you can see, damage inflicted towards AZ as well. Yoshima has worn this EnVyUs jersey before. Will he be able to keep it on long this time? Time will tell. Happy surely goes down here. Good trades coming in from North. 3 versus 3 now. You have quite the advantage, but until Kiyoshima arrives and takes one more down, upgrades to a rifle. Mertz, though, with the AWP, makes his way up towards middle. He has got the bomb on his back as well. XMS can hear them coming, and he could actually shut everything down at this point. He certainly will. Oh, my goodness. Not the cleanest of frags, but they'll be absolutely fine. AZ out spraying all of his bullets, and he'll be taken down by Keo. 4-0. The bonus round coming in. They keep 3 players alive. Look at XMS's cash just swelling there. $10,000, and no bomb planted means that North will have to take an eco here. CZs, and they'll go for the partial buy. PT50s, Mertz, another quiet start for him, 1-4. All in the hands of Happy now, who seems to be taking over main AWP responsibility since 6 has been removed from the lineup. These guys actually managed to win, if you remember, WESG. I think that's the only title I think that roster did anything in. It was actually one of the biggest prize pools in the entire game. $1.5 million. So there you go.
K trying to do what he can, but again, a CZ75 will jump through the smoke and take him down. Keo, though, looking sharp, looking alive in this lineup. Finally back into the competitive scene after 8-ish months away, as Mertz and AZ will find kills for North to add again to the fact that they started off with lesser weapons, and it might be the first round that they win. Bomb to be planted on top of the B site, and XMS inside of the drop room will try and work out to do something of it. He doesn't have any nades to work with. He does already have a kit, so ignore that one down in front of him. It makes no matter. Could switch over to the loud and proud version of the M4, but elects to keep the silenced one.
He hasn't fired a bullet yet. And what's he waiting for? I think he assumed someone was coming behind. Yeah, so, well, it looks like this round will be going against him. Didn't really do much at all. He was waiting towards a drop down for someone to flank him, perhaps, from the window. I'm not really sure what the player is. He's given himself almost no chance to win this now. He's got one more player to find. Gets Mertz, and shouldn't be able to do anything with this. AZ, easy kill. And there we have it, 4-1. North with just the pistols do arrive here on Cobblestone. Plenty of money, as referenced earlier, for Team EnVyUs, but now North into the mix of things, as they'll bring out North as well. It was 2 kills from Mertz in that previous round. The CZ's doing a great job, as they usually do. Focusing on the B-bomb site, getting in towards drop down. And the game really begins at this point. Last 2 maps of the evening, and indeed this week, week 2. We had a bit of a break for a couple of weeks, considering there's so many events. There'll be a little bit of that, but I think for the next 6 weeks or so, we're pretty much going to be non-stop Pro League. A lot of the top teams will be taking a rest this week, considering they just got back from Katowice and indeed Kiev. So a lot of time on the road, and just took this week to reset and maybe work on some of the issues they had in terms of practice. Flashbangs towards long. This is very methodical, slow play from North. You'll see a lot of this as the rounds continue. Like I said, getting that long control. They can even fall back towards the B-bomb site completely if they want to here. And XMS has lost all vision and intel as to what's happening there.
I'm trying to repeat it eventually. But he wants a flashbang to do it with. The damn diva can't do it on his own, so he gets his teammate to support it. Mertz tried to fire back in with the AWP. Tries again. That's all they either get the kill or push back happy and allow the rotations around from his teammates to push in. Mertz will trade off XMS, but not before he finds 2 kills again for XMS.
Good stuff so far. 3 versus 3 again is looking good for North. The bomb will be planted safely. Mertz in no trouble there. They've got good positions. One holding for the rotations towards middle. And that kill should be coming in, but Scream says no, takes down the position, and he can't find a second, but gets intel as to where Valda is sitting at this point. RPK can't time it, but Valda can't hit the shot, and that will come back and haunt him. Mertz does nothing with it, and that is going to be a reset round, but remember, North did win with just a pistol, so that money shouldn't be too poorly affected, although it did come down to 1v1 before. It certainly won't be great. Bomb going down helps out matters 5-1 in favor of the French side here. The new look, even with a stand-in, they're doing a pretty good job. So yes, like I said, money not going to be amazing, but still enough for a buy. That's why North will take a pause here and work out which way they will go into the next round. Tactical timeout for North. 5-1 for Envy, who lost to LDLC 2-0 the other night. That was a massive upset. You have to take a slight pinch of salt, considering that the stand-in is here. I just want to make sure I drive that one home. There's XMS. Good job towards long A area there. Double spray down. Influential in picking this round up. As we go 5-1. Yeah, 30 seconds per pause. North will be coming to the end of that in a second. And we'll work out what kind of buy they are up against. Did they go all in? That is the question. B9's coming out on the CT side. You can see that's in the chest of the EnVyUs players. That could be XMS, and it will be pretty much full eco. Cbble will have body armor and the deagle. The rest of them is one flashbang. Usually suggests it's going towards B. Throw a flash over. Hope for the best. You can wait for the smokes and Molotovs to come in at the start so you don't take that damage. But it does allow the CTs to get some control as they throw their Molotovs, and now the smoke will come in. What was actually the HE grenade? Didn't do any damage. You can see how close it is to Cbble, but doesn't quite reach deep enough.
Keo staring down toward long. Scream's going to try and peek back in as well as they get closer at B. As he does, he misses the first shot. That allows Cbble to get a little confidence built up. Flash out, he's the only one so far. Though as RPK goes in and finds Mertz. At the E-box position, Kjærby does get Scream eventually, so Scream not hitting one taps, won't be able to spray, won't be able to do much at all. 5-1 scoreline, and potentially more perhaps for North if they continue on, but other ideas for Kiyoshima as he gets one immediately on the AWP. RPK holds off on Volda once more. Good shot back from AZ.
Is it enough though? Oh, maybe not. The Orb doing a great job. The nade might finish things off here. Not quite. Well, Happy. That was a massive blunder. He didn't really have to even commit to that. He knows he's legged him. Didn't have to find the kill straight away, but Kiyoshima does. Now Kjærby with the Orb. He'll probably get this kill. That was his chance to win this round. 13 seconds. It's probably been eradicated now. He has no chance of really getting that bomb down unless he finds his kill straight away. Good idea by Kiyoshima to drop the smoke. Just trying to make sure he guarantees the round victory. Takes him down. That's actually quite smart. Just dropping that smoke and making sure he can't be killed. And they will not get both AWPs. The XMS brings an MP9 into the next round. So that wasn't what they were aiming for. I promise you that. But still, one AWP will make its way through. 6-1. Another buy available for North. Could be another fast game here. EnVyUs kicking things off in great style. MP9 still in the hands of XMS. He is a player that loves to use the MAC-10 even on gun rounds. So no surprise here. Scream with no helmet. Not going to be an issue though against these AKs. Smokes, flashbangs, one Molotov, and XMS will be trying to find the first kill here. Will he commit to this? Oh, what is the other one? What is that? I can't even break that one down, what he was trying to do. Sure, go for a shoulder peek. Why is he jumping out and essentially just typing kill in console?
It's fashionable these days. Fashionably late. Literally late. Happy takes down MSL. Happy's going to go back out for more as well. Bomb down to the site as a result of that kill, which makes things very awkward if you're North, because Scream is already lined up to catch off anyone on the backside of the APC, but they're going to isolate Keo. Volda gets RPK. Bad time to turn away. Happy really only had one obligation in that. Scream had the backside covered, so they gave AZ that pathway.
Well, there we go. A bit of a interesting round altogether. I really have no idea what XMS is hoping to achieve with that pick, but AZ does come out on top. One player survives for them, but luckily it looks like an EnVyUs eco is on the cards here. Round number 9, and they're going to force by. Of course they are. It's a French team. EnVyUs were famous for this, even back in the day when they had MBK and Shoxy, Apex, all those boys, before the French Revolution happened. This is the fast approach I was talking about. I told you at one point North would just drop in a fast mid, and they will be going straight in.
That. It's a shot out from MSL to take down RPK.
Okay.
Reasonable, but Scream gets taken out by Kjærby. And on the back of all of this, it's AZ that's going to get the shot back to take down Happy, which means Kiyoshima's locked in the corner, smokes himself off. Just a deagle to work with. North slowly closing in on the rounds.
They certainly are. This full spy doesn't really yield any sort of success for EnVyUs whatsoever. Kiyoshima will just have to drop off and try and save the deagle. They're going to be full eco next round. There it is, that fast approach from middle towards the A bomb side. It's going to be North coming out on top. Only dropped one kill. That's MSL, the in-game leader, going down. AZ 11 HP. Mert still has the AWP. As we'll go into round number 10 here in quite a fast-paced first half. Coming to the last few hours of the evening. Kiyoshima. Good to see him back in a professional team. It's been about 6 months, I think, since he was last playing. I think it was FaZe was his last professional team. Maybe even more than 6 months. I'm not sure. He hasn't really done much in his downtime. I think he's just been streaming and going to some UK lands and stuff like that. I haven't really seen him on the scene at all. So good to see him back. As we'll see the Deagles come out again. PT50s as well. And a chance for North to really catch up and close the gap here.
RPK. Already toward the drop room, but it's North that's already inside from the long position. Volda finds XMS. RPK does get one back in return. 5-2.
Oh, wow.
And it's as fast as you like. A minute 30. We're down to a 1 versus 1. Mertz with a good shot on Happy. Keo with the deagle already with 2 in the round is going to try and shut him out. If he misses one shot, was going to say, on the AWP, it would make a difference, but what a shot of the P250.
Well, yeah, well read. The Kia didn't have a helmet there and manages to pluck his head off. That was looking rather desperate for North there after rushing B and finding all the pistols. Headshots all round with those deagles, but comes out on top. Round number 11, and money back in favour for EnVyUs. So you can see how detrimental those ecos can be, and the 4 spies does spiral out of control very quickly. That 6-1 lead has completely vanished. 6-4 now, as they won't have a kit. They're still not amazingly well equipped in terms of the overall complexion of the utility. No helmets, once again, doesn't matter against the T's. I'll have a look as to whether Cbble can open things up here. He starts to get towards middle by that smoke. Smokes in. That goes by the doors on the other side. Brave to spam the M4A1S like that. That's one clip gone. 40 bullets left over.
MSL top drop with a teammate alongside of him in the form of Volda. Faking that he's dropped down. He's not a scared man to walk the plank. He's just trying to tell others that he has. Even if he's a goddamn liar. So with that, they head back over toward the A site. The only one directly inside of that is currently XMS, who's on for a bit of a good game so far, to be fair. Smoke out at long, lets him get to... Ouch. Wow. The top of the wall. Volda has other ideas.
Great shot there with the AK. XMS was in a good position. Even tried to flash it first, but Volda takes him down. 1 bullet is all it took, and they might even be saving here. I think they will. Money's not great already, and that retake is very unlikely with no kits. So they'll just have to swallow their pride and fall back. 4 players alive, though. Means I'm going to get decent utility into the next round and a couple of kits here or there. As Happy, for some reason, wants to be part of this. I don't know why. What he was hoping for there, couldn't tell you. Just wanted to be a little bit greedy, perhaps. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to cost him. Every kill there had to be successful. He needed to find 2 or 3 to even stay alive. The fact he goes down, just throws away 5 grand. And now that's going to make things very difficult going to the next one. He'll be down to like a UMP or a FAMAS.
So 6-5. North are continuing to make this a case. I think it was 6-1 at a point, was it not, Hank? You were saying this was going to be quick as well.
Yeah, well, it's all gone wrong, hasn't it? So $3,000 per player. The FAMASs will come out, and we'll see whether this spy will do anything for them. FAMASs, M4s, and AWPs. Fuse kits available. Still not the best spy to take. North will be doing what they can here. The smokes and screen, though. Great first kill.
Dude, Keo forced off the position, no vision inside of the smoky chicken coop. That's smoky chicken for dinner. Mertz takes down Scream. It's Mertz as well. Just put a Molotov on the right side. So we got roast chicken, we got smoked chicken, we got Mertz and taking down RPK. Chicken. Balled up. That's going to make a way around the tree. That's pretty dangerous, however, because he's got bomb and he's sliding. Yeah, I was going to say up toward Happy, who's already inside the E-box. Quick peek. Okay, Mertz. Blinded by the light. Drop the bomb, but Mertz is able to get back to that. So 4 kills and looking for the ace on the AWP as he's going to go hunting. He might get this too. XMS is not going to be ready for him. How quick is he to look this direct? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, what? Okay, fair enough. Good ace. I'll give it to you. I thought gun barrel's absolute death.
He shouldn't have won that. XMS definitely should have killed him. I need to see that from his POV. Was that a straight up no scope? Was it a quick scope? Was it randomly fired and somehow hit him? I have no idea. There's no way he should have won that. Unbelievable. And it will be the ace clutch for Mertz. He has had a quiet week here in Pro League, but that is loud and proud. As he gets in round number 13 here, a 4 spy of swords from EnVy. You can see they've got the rifles, but only 1 CZ available. That's in the hands of Kiyoshima. XMS with the FAMAS, as you can see, causing trouble towards long A. He does get 1 kill, takes KRB down to 20. So we'll call that 1.5. Still 4 on 4, which does favour the T's, especially an under-equipped CT side like this. They'll head back towards the B site as the first half starts to come to a head. Kiyashima will have to wait on the B steps now and see if he can at least get one kill. They will be finishing up on this side of the map.
Good shot back. As Volta catches off RPK. Keo, forward of both flashes, is going to try and take the CZ and chop off someone's head. It's easy that he gets away with it as well, but just about. Can't quite fall back fast enough as Volta gets position from the broken wall. Dropping inside of the site. It's North with the man advantage, but not the HP. At a 6-6 game, and Volta's dead. Yeah, no question. He's going to walk up and get taken down there by Scream. RPK has been fairly quiet in this game, by the way.
Certainly has. Kiyahbi can hear footsteps in the connector, looking to find his opportunity. That's an easy kill. Takes it down, and now Happy isolated in the connector here. He has not got a kit. He's got 2 kills to find, and that bomb to defuse. Which hasn't been planted just yet. Mertz will set it up. Remember, he's got the orb. As soon as he gets that plant down, he get back towards the platform. If Happy will let him. Spotted. There it is. It's Kiyahbi coming from the window. Does take it down, and that's going to be a difficult buy going against Envy. Remember, 6-1 up, and now 7-6 against them. That has not gone well. They might have to take a partial buy here for the last round.
So CZ's single deagle for XMS. We'll go down toward the broken wall. Happy catches off Mertz. Corner play. Kjærby. Okay, Happy, fair enough. I was going to say we'll get the kill, but he doesn't. He backs off, and they've lost 2 for none against the CZ75. I'm so sick of saying it. MSL. Smoke down top of the wall. He's going to try and work back around it. Unfortunately, not much he's going to be able to do as XMS is far away and still removed from the picture inside of the window. Watch for the flank. There's a potential that 2 players... Okay, I thought they were going to go danger. And they'd pincer them in. Smokes to isolate. RPK still finds Kjærby and 4 players staying alive in what started with pistols. 4 kills for the SMGs, I was going to say, but I might as well. CZ75.
Well, there it is. EnVyUs hold off the fast approach from North once again. It's the CZ that goes to town on the Danes, and I'm going to round number 15 here. North looking to win out the half. Good response by Envy after things were looking very disappointing after going 6-1 up. That's on the AWP, but no helmet. That is a problem on the terror side. Happy flashed off. Does smoke deeply towards the door zone. Might be considering pushing that. And then one player on the other side. That's Kjærby. Not going through just yet. Still just in front of the smoke. 4 players towards B. 4 north. They're waiting by the drop-down room right now. Kiyashima, the main AWPer of EnVyUs. That is weird. I don't think that's the change that's really going to bring this team back into relevancy. And he'll go down straight away to Mertz. I don't think Kio's ever been known as an AWPer ever.
No. Can't ever say that he was. He had a few rounds this game where he had multi-kills, but you're right in saying he's not. RPK. Managing 1. Just to get off of that position, though, but not away as MSL catches him. Easy. The same to Scream, and now it's suddenly again North in the advantage. 8-7 is our halftime scoreline. Hank, could have told you that at the start of the round.
Probably. Happy will burn one alive. 3 versus 2. EnVyUs trying to scrape this round together as Happy does pre-fire in the corner. Trying to do whatever he can here. Easy low. 40 seconds remaining, but here he comes. It's going to be Kjærby. Bomb makes his way towards A. And the player in B is AZ, and he's just trying to show as much presence as he can to be firing the door. He'll be doing anything he can to say, look, I'm over here, don't worry about A. Bomb's planted. And they still think it's a B plan. But they would be wrong. XMS considers it.
Okay, not often you actually win that duel in that position. Oh, the headshot lineup. So XMS gets away with 1 and gets to the AK-47. Split between the 2, however, if he knew and does now. He could run down Mertz and try and just get on the defuse. He's got the candy spots, Mertz! The longer he takes in this duel, though, the sooner. It would be hazy getting in behind him. 8-7 indeed. This time, though, I can confirm that it is for North rather than just say it loosely and baselessly.
Well, there we go. 8-7. Mertz to finish things off after his impressive performance in that half. Managed to get an ace with the AWP, which has been a clutch as well after EnVyUs picked up the pistol, which led them to a 6-1 lead. He's happy getting it done with the MP9. That was a very prevalent weapon for them. This round was a little bit weird because they had 5 MP9s. It's only the French that really seem to do that. SK sometimes do 5 UMPs. Never seen anything like that before though. There he goes, the scores for you. Kyoshima 11 frags, pretty well distributed on the enemy side. Same story for North, really. MSL, most ADR, least amount of kills, go figure. KRB, same amount of less deaths, but dramatically less in terms of the average damage per round. It's come up to 10 o'clock here, and second half now begins between these two, I guess, former household names. They're happy at one point. Was considered one of the best in-game leaders when they were winning majors. Way back in Cluj, 2015. And they'll be screamed to open things up. Good shot to take down Mertz. Great opening frag with that PT-50.
Flash out as Kia will work around the corner. MSL knows they're heading in that direction because he could hear the flash. Takes a shot. Despite not having much of an angle on it, he falls back to the mid-ramp. RPK. He's going to fall back in the other direction as the T's subside and work back over toward B. 2 for AZ. And he has Volda with him. Carby's going to join them as well. So they've read this all on sound from MSL and the fact that he's pushed up behind them. So this is all right from North, so long as they can withstand the pressure in the meantime and allow that flank to actually get in a better position. They certainly can't. RPK, we said he was quiet, gets 3 kills, and they know that MSL's got to be on the flank, and RPK is up to that challenge as well. 4 overall.
There it is. T-side pistol working out, and EnVyUs will tie things up. They've won both pistols now. As Cobblestone continues, we'll see whether there will be a force buy for North. They don't usually do that. They actually just go for normally Deagles, no armor. We'll see if next round is any different. RPK, very good job after recovering one of the CT pistols there. And indeed, Deagles, no armor. Valda and Kiabi do get P250 CZ armor. So a couple of them all in, 3 of them not. And Mac-10s again, EnVyUs with this strange approach. No one else does this, so maybe they should look at the current meta of the game. Like, this is a weird buy for me. We'll see if it works out for them. Considering 3 of the players have no armor, probably be fine. Mertz towards the danger room. PT-50 in hand. He'll be joined by MSL.
Kyoshima with an AK and XMS already jumping across. Notes the TV side of Connector. P250, as you mentioned. With jumping is XMS, though, because that is a mechanic you can do with the Mac-10.
It is run and gun, jump and shoot. Whatever you want, you can do.
Spin a web.
Not
swing
quite,
off,
they're working on that for the next
buildings, using it.
I'll do that in 2019. Either way, RPK should be able to finish this round off. Gets AZ. 2 players remain now for North. These are the 2 players that actually invested quite a lot of money into it, so they might just try and save whatever they can. CZ and PT-50 armor, not amazing to save, but better than absolutely nothing, I guess.
So Kiabi and Volda will sit back. They'd love it if Kyoshima made a mistake to walk in front of them, but he's nowhere nearby. He's actually out toward the boy and the fish. Maybe it's all about teaching a man to fish.
Yeah. Instead of giving him one.
Mm-hmm. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him think.
Calvi might be able to play RPK here, not quite. That's the armor gone. The headshot comes in with the Mac-10. Valda just hiding in the stables now. And will he get anything from this? It's unlikely. If he stays alive, that's fine. And he will. They won't check it, they do, but he has time. So he'll save the CZ, but it'll have to be a full eco now for North. As we'll find ourselves with 13 frags on Mertz and AZ, 16 for RPK. And can they run away with this second half? You see the coaches, Malek and Ave. Ave had a little segment there before the game started, talking about his history within 1.6. Very different time, a lot less money, but still was considered one of the great minds of Danish Counter-Strike in that team with Zonic, MTW. And he'll come in and try and bring his kind of philosophies of Counter-Strike to the team. I'm not that interested with that whole idea. Like, sure, he might understand Counter-Strike, but does he really know what it takes to be a top CSGO team? It's locked in 1.6. As you can see, as the MAC-10s are running around causing absolute chaos.
They certainly are. RPK with 2, though. Getting happy inside of the site. 10-8. We're going to get to guns, Henry. We might not, though. We might stick with these 4 MAC-10s.
I think we probably will. It's EnVyUs.
They went with 1 AK. They went with 2 AKs. They went with 3
4.
AKs. They love to prove us wrong, teams, don't they?
I think it was worth an idea. I think let's give it a go with the MAC-10s. Let's do something crazy. Just rush drop down with 4 MAC-10s, see what happens. I'll just keep 1.
You're guaranteed to at least get trades. Force reinvestment, get a few kills, get some more guns, and then go at it. But they've gone to the AKs plus 1. You're right. Scream, the only one willing to keep it, oddly enough, who would...
You'd consider him to have the AK.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to give it the XMS to MAC-10 and the weapon he always uses.
Yep.
Like, I've casted him a lot now, and he always uses that MAC-10. Give it to him. But MSL's top or middle. Is he going silently? There's a player in front of him. That will be XMS. And we'll see if he can get anything done here. He's going to catch him on transition, but only gets 1. Might have been better off just hiding up there. But the 3-on-3 still ensues, as Mertz will be having the upper platform.
We snapped to him late. I have a feeling that MSL was actually thinking he could walk in further, and they were probably further up B, but they actually spotted him walking back. So I don't think he had the option to wait. You're right. If he had to stay where he was, it would have been perfect. I think that was likely the case, because it looked like they just happened to be looking at each other. So he had to shoot. Keo did... Oh, he didn't. I thought he spotted AZ. He's trying to look toward cannons. He's got the bomb, does Kiyoshima. AZ's going to take some shots down toward the ramp. Keo, oh, desperate. Desperate, Keo. Good shot, though, to take out AZ in return. Has 19 HP as he crosses, throws the bomb, and wants to get underneath of the balcony. In fact, he's going to play backside second AP, which is not too bad. That's a technical call.
This position could be everything. Kiyoshima low HP. There's a chance they don't check it, but he is quite exposed. He can get 1 kill, he'll be traded out almost certainly. I think he knows he can't win this. Let's see, though. Will Mertz even look towards that position? He just wants to see if they don't.
Oh, Volder spot. He was trying to get really clever to line them both up.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much the only chance he had. He could have got 1 there, but tried to go for the interesting decision of not shooting at all, and maybe they overlook him, as it will be North not tying things up but closing the gap. 2 players surviving with the AWP. Money should be fine for Envy. They did throw away his MAC-10s, but still plenty of cash there. You can see 4 players hovering around the $8,000 mark. Just XMS for 5k, which is still absolutely fine on the T side for a full buy. It's about $4,800 to get absolutely everything in terms of the smokes, flashbangs, Molotovs. Most players opt for 2 flashbangs instead of the HEs. They can be more versatile and actually get you more kills than an HE can, even though it doesn't inflict any damage.
So, flash out from MSL. 1 round between them yet again as we get to the late stages. I wouldn't say late, we're not too late into it. Still quite a ways to go. Mertz trying to find something on the inside of the smoke. Big gap. Left side. Okay. Get wrecked. As he tries to smoke deep. Potentially push and see what's in that corner. He gets caught off by Happy. MSL now under pressure. Goes back out. Good flash. Not the greatest of aim.
Not the greatest. But it's recoverable. As RPK maybe proves me wrong, and there will be a clean sweep. It's going to be 4 players surviving for MB. 11-9, that's going to be a reset as well. Quite a difficult one. North might consider forcing into this one with the CZs, PD50s. Wow, look, what are they going to do? Are they take a pause? No, CZ comes out for the MSL. And are they all in? They are not. Okay, saving about $1,000. As we get into round number 6 here, should be around for MB and bring us to 12-9.
Happy gonna see if anyone dare walk up toward him. Patiently so as he fires back inside. Ooh, the smoke, that boost. I would thought maybe he got a shot from it. Can't be tagged. Shin bones are a little sore. Shin splints, perhaps. He's going to drop back down inside of the drop room. Good play for Mertz to sneak up behind XMS, but traded out by Scream immediately. I'll never, ever, ever, ever discount pistols in this game.
Kiyoshima will. He's going to take another one down. As That's MSL, and now 4 versus 3 ensues as Cbble will be waiting. He probably gets this frag if Happy Dares walk around the corner. Timing though is everything, and yes, Volder coming behind them. He's going to be able to knife RPK for here. Opts for the spray down instead, then that's actually to his demise, but still 2 versus 2. Cbble keeps the dream alive as they'll make their way towards the A side now. Smoke towards the connector, but remember, AZ is the very back with a Deagle and armor, but going to be Molotov that again, the same position. He'll be exposed. He's just going to have to go down with the ship here, surely. 30 HP. Gives himself up. He hits a shot here, that'd be great. Does a lot of damage. Is that enough to set Cbble up here?
Sneaking Cbble, nearly got a lineup, but it's Scream instead with a 3rd kill in the round. That's going to make it 12 for Envy as they extend a little bit with 2 in a row, 3 in a row. I think it's 2 in a row.
Well, there we have it. $3,000 per player. And we'll have to take another eco. 13-9, looking very likely. EnVyUs dropping maps LDLC the other night. Looking like they can take down North. Take what you will from that one. It looks like one flashbang towards middle. CT's going to just run through the doors. Get ready for it. Could be spicy. RPK is going to get flashed. It hasn't gone just yet, and unfortunately they might have waited a little bit too long. We have a Kirishima completely flashed, and here come the USPs. Split screen, ready and waiting. He'll get one. Kirishima recovers from the flashbang. And RPK to pick up the pieces. So they get one frag. It was an interesting idea, but the bomb goes down. Just AZ waiting on the other side now. I'm sure they'll wait as long as possible to maybe get one kill out of this. Spotted. And down he goes. The wallbang comes in.
RPK to finish off AZ, now 3 in a row, certainly. If it wasn't before, it is now, and 3 to go to win out on Cobblestone. We're seeing that a few times tonight. Nuke aside, because that's obvious, what do you think the least played map so far in Pro League is? I'm not asking you because I know the question. I'm not quizzing. I actually am just curious what I think it would be. I think it might be Cobble.
Yeah, I think it could be up there. Nuke comes in every now and then.
Sure. Yeah, but that aside, because that's obvious, right? So like, I'm just thinking of the other 6. What would be the least?
I've seen a lot of Overpass. We've seen a lot of Train, actually.
Yeah.
Mirage, obviously. Yeah, I think probably Cobblestone.
Yeah, Mirage and Cash seems to be very popular. Inferno's obviously very popular, so. That said, it's Mertz at the corner position. Looking pretty impressive tonight with an ace already in 1 round, and then very solidly shutting down the corner yet again. But Envy's the team in the lead, not North, despite having the lead in this round.
Wow, they will have the lead for now. Still can all be turned around, though. Good grenade to land at the mouth of long A. Greed's XMS, that takes him down to 68 HP. There's going to be Cbble waiting towards middle, along with MSL, who's by the stables right now. 1 minute remaining. And a huge disadvantage here for the front side. Haven't really got a ton of map control. They have got the mid area, but it's still a long way away from the bomb side itself. See Cbble ready and waiting. Probably going to be baited in by the likes of MSL on the bomb side itself, probably on the huts, looking over towards that position. That's very likely. Scream did have the AWP. Opts to put it down as now Happy. 30 seconds remaining. Very slow round from them. Smoke towards the connector, of course. Actually, I'm sure that was supposed to go against. Maybe not. They just want to throw one from middle, perhaps. Both of them lined up. And Cbble will finish them off here. And a good round from North. 2 kills for Mertz and for the young new signing Cbble. There's going to be Mertz opening things up. Good pick towards long. Yeah, they're a very fast shot here. There it is. One of the round at the very start. Gives them the man advantage as we get into round number 9. 13-10. Money's still strong on the French side. They know if they can win this one, it's another reset. Mertz and Cbble will be heavily affected. We'll take a tactical timeout.
For Envy, obviously, who don't want to let the lead slip away. So, the boy and the fish, the man and the spear. Perhaps the boy used to fish with his hands, and as he got older, he wasn't quick enough, so he uses the spear now.
To catch multiple fish.
To catch multiple fish.
Bigger fish.
Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Big fish, small pond. Small pond, big fish. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
we get back to it then? Shall we?
I think we shall. No warps. So deep into the half.
That's actually interesting, yeah. Well, there's a smoke. That's gone toward the drop room. Cbble will hold outside of the smoke that he's thrown in there and outside of the room directly. Doesn't want utility thrown at him. He'll just play it passively until such time that he has information. Nade in information. That'll hit RPK, at least for us. Not so much for them, but he's down to 84 as a result of it. Oh, he's down less than that, 24. Good lord, man.
Oh, Valda. Hide in the Hobbit hole now. It looks like a BX will be coming in. EnVyUs there is never normally that clean cuts. It's actually XMS on the other side of the map. I was about to say Happy over there, waiting. Maybe he's changing his game. Maybe he's thought, you know what, my days of lurking are over. I'm going to join the team now. I'm going to be part of the action. I promise you guys, I'm changed.
I'm a changed man.
I'll go in last, obviously, still. But I will be on the same side of the map as you.
So Mertz to work his way back up. Molotov down Cbble. Moving in is not going to get much, but he's there to save him, which is not bad. He certainly doesn't have armor because the aim punch was rather apparent. That must have been a dink through the box through that because he has armor. He doesn't have a helmet. Cbble hits back Kyoshima as he moves back down. And it's just Happy left. North pulling it back.
Didn't want to go in with these guys. So I take it all back. Hung them out to dry and then tried to come in for the clutch. Either way, they still have money, but it's starting to dwindle now. For this buy, they might bring out the AWP. 20 kills for Scream. Happy on 19. As you can see, is RPK at the very top, though. 23 kills at the bottom. MSL and Valda. Fuse kits out. Once again, no warps on either side. I guess EnVyUs, they're maybe going for the same sort of philosophy the Team Liquid do right now. That hybrid AWP seems to be the buzzword being thrown around at this point. Nitro can pick it up when they absolutely have to. Maybe it's a very similar approach, focus on the rifles, and then you feel like the AWP can have massive impact, bring it out, instead of just having one player limited when he doesn't have the AWP. Maybe. I doubt that's what they're doing. But you never know.
XMS.
If I'm honest, if I was the EnVyUs organization, I wouldn't have given them another chance for this lineup. I said, you know what? Another roster change, I might just go elsewhere at this point. I could be out.
Yeah, if I was honest, that was the Virtus Pro roster, I'd do that too.
Yeah. The amount of money it must cost them. This is the same core lineup since the actual EnVyUs days, right? Like the proper ones where they're winning majors and stuff. Like the salaries will reflect that performance and not the ones of now. And it's probably cost me a ton.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if that's true or not.
It is true.
Is it? Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know the numbers on these guys. I don't really pay attention to who makes what. Money can't buy you happiness, Hank. And while we're on cobblestone with the fish, happiness is not a fish that you can catch.
Well, let's see if RPK can catch a few kills as he comes at a drop down. And it's going to be the first kill for Happy and RPK, and that's all the ruse what RPK is doing there. And one that could work out. He gets one kill towards the B side. He has no idea what's going on right now, even more so as KRB gets dropped. And Valda will be planting the bomb over on the A side. This is a big round, remember. Lots of resets potential here. No North players will survive. We'll see where their money sits now. They have to take a tactical timeout. Well, it's not too bad. You can see they got Valda on 1700. Okay, MSL, he might have already purchased, so I'm not sure what he's got overall. It looks like they have 4 rifles. Even though there'll be a few compromises here or there, they are all in. So yeah, FAMAS and Valda with the CZ. So it's not awful, but you can see grenades not great. And Mertz still has the AWP, so let's see if we can get 2 quick kills again as we get into the next round. B-Rush.
Rush indeed. Mertz to take down Happy, looking for more. He can't quite get it near the tree. RPK wraps around behind him, and down he goes blinded. He was just hoping, praying that he would last long enough. He doesn't. The Angel of Death came to David's room. Scream. Trying to spot between the smoke. Can't do it. Vaulted down to these. There, it's North to pull it back. And pull it back indeed. We go 14-12. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, so there's just enough money they can force. I was going to say, I think it's a reset, but they can force.
They go for the B-Rush to try and find match point. It's a bold move, but one that didn't work out for them. There is money to buy, but North find a lifeline here. Looks like we will be seeing all 30. As a clean lead EnVy had at the start has suddenly been caught up by North. This is a big round, though. for both sides. Whoever wins this pretty much sends their opponent onto an eco. Looks like North are going to do just that. No trade potential there at all for Envy. Scream doesn't go for pick. He just wants to lose a load of HP and jump through the smoke. And for 3.5 as Calvi will be boosted up. RPK takes him down. North can still win this game, remember. Flashes in towards drop down, and for now, okay, will be absolutely wrecked. They are looking a little bit disheveled now. I don't think Kiyoshima and Scream will be doing much for this round whatsoever. AZ got it on lockdown, falls back to a safer position, just run the timer down.
Try and do what he can from the statue. Really just has to be efficient at this point. If he goes down, he certainly throws the ball back in Envy's court. Knocked out Keo. Trying to plot down toward where AZ is, but he slides out. We go surely at this point 14-13. Maybe not. Scream has an angle that he can certainly use his best suited skills toward him, but has to commit to the site eventually with 14 seconds, and that's certainly not enough time to find 3. They even continue to peek. They just want to pick them apart. We're 1 round between them, and we're near enough to the end and on to a save for Envy.
Well, there we go. Envy might have to take the save here. North back in the game. That was a huge round for them. AZ doing great work there from the B platform. RPK hits 26 frags. We'll see whether they can close this one out. North looking for 14. In terms of the Envy buy, they've got a couple of Deagles and PT50s, Glocks, CZs, everything really. Kiabi looking to farm some frags here in a good position to do so. Jumps up just after the flames. XMS have no idea. He gets the double spray down. That should be the round. Farms plenty of cash as well. Scream just hoping he can get one here. I doubt he gets much. Trying to make him happy, which does work out for one. But not for long.
Mertz does indeed get happy. Scream trying to spot down over top of the ledge. Gonna go back out for more, but surely this round goes the way of North. And Henry, as I'm such a good coach, if I was Envy right now, I'd call a timeout.
Probably a good time to do that. Spray goes in. North do manage to get 14-14. Match will be paused. There we go.
Jeez, it's like I'm
He worked it all out.
It's like I'm pretty good at this job or something.
Yeah, he called it. Well, it will be the tactical timeout for Envy. Overtime still quite likely at this point. Almost guaranteed considering the way Pro League has gone this season. It doesn't seem like we'll be able to see much from Envy though in terms of their financial situation. They took an eco in the previous one. We'll see how strong it is. Haven't really seen many AWPs in this second half.
Well, the timeout expires, and this the last buy for Envy. Arts in the AWP for North is going to go back to the corner where he's had great success. He's one of the only operas that still goes for the peaks. Guardian used to love doing it. Everyone's gotten so used to it that no one likes the fight. Mertz still does.
Yeah, especially they're not using AWPs on the NBS side. Why not? You know, they haven't really got an AWP out.
Yeah.
1 by 1. Let's do it, boys. Maybe a third try will work out, but Mertz wins the round single-handedly there. Is going to take an absolute behemoth of a performance now from the likes of Scream, who we haven't really seen do anything impressive in the last year or so, maybe 1.5 years. He's completely dropped off in terms of relevancy as a contender in the top 20. Like, was nowhere near it this year, or last year, 2017. XMS will get a couple back, but might be in vain. XMS now the final player. So the Bomber is back, and what was a 6-1 game, and then a 14-11 game. And they'll be slipping away here. 15-14 out of a pause, almost certainly going to be called by Envy as they work out what they'll do for the last round, but North can be quite secured.
I'm a better coach than you.
You're not going to call it this time?
No.
Don't need it.
I told them it's just not worth it. Just
let them win.
Run it into the ground, boys.
Yeah.
What I did tell them is that if you are going to fight, you need 5 CZs.
And, well, that's the best call you've made all night.
They went with 3. We lose.
They didn't listen?
No, they never do.
They got 5. That was guaranteed.
They say, "Je ne comprends pas," and then just buy what they want.
Yeah.
Means I don't understand.
Well, they're going to be rushing A. This could work. Overtime on the cards. Will it come in? That's the question on everyone's lips right now. As Mertz looks to shut them down. They haven't crossed towards the side yet. They've got an absolute gauntlet to run first. Mertz is protecting himself. No, of course, first fall back. They've got nothing down towards A. Maybe B will find them more success. As they'll just run away. I think they should have gone with that. At least give it a go. B site relatively open. Actually got grounds to win the round, perhaps. It looks like they've really taken the bait. Valda will rotate in, but he's led a player towards a drop down, and now this could get a little bit dicey. Calvi nails the shot. Scream also does it. Oh my goodness, we're going overtime. It's happening. The long con run back towards B actually works.
Mertz. Trying desperately to find out. I think he's going to spray behind the door so that AZ can double check it and make sure that no one's there, but hopefully he would have already hit the shot. It's desperate. North have to make this work. It's the CZs that are dead. It's the Deagle and the Galil, the damn things that have forced this out. AZ's looking the wrong direction. Somehow Mertz hits it. Molotov holds RPK off this. They need to get on the bomb. They need to confirm that that's exactly where he is as well, because they're still looking to long. And the fact that he's coming in late, he's made noise. It might be held. It might be enough, but AZ's got the kill. North has the round. And it's 16-14 for North.
It absolutely is. What a turnaround. MV drop the ball again. 6-1 up, and they just can't find any victories here. And lost 2-0 to LDRC the other night. And North, who looked quite weak today, just about get through by the skin of their teeth. It's a full defuse and a 2 versus 1. RPK, that MAC-10, was not strong enough today. Good showing, I guess. Better showing, perhaps, from EnVyUs. Remember, they are playing with a stand-in, so we'll give them a little bit of leeway there. But overall, North will win. We have one more map to go.
We certainly do. We're going to take a break. As always, join in with the Three Stooges, and then me and Hank will be back for the last map of the night.